Lashawn Hammett with us here in the John Mendola Show, the head coach of Penn State Wilkes-Barre. You've had a successful run.
Yes.
And it's been a great season and another national championship. That always feels good. So,
yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Take us through the season this year and preparing to get to the place that you guys got to as a national championship. Pretty good schedule this year.
Yes. Pretty much it started in recruiting. We lost some really good guys last year. We lost 3 All-Americans that meant a lot to our program. Kevin Major, Kai Gilly, and we had Jediah Ashton, who had to sit out this year. It started with recruiting. The first thing we needed to do was bring in guys with experience after losing in the first round of the Elite 8 of the national tournament last year. We know we needed experience to get to the national tournament. And we picked up some really good pieces. And pretty much the mission was to win the conference and get to the national championship game all year. That was the mission in August, and guys just played the part. The schedule was tough. We made it. First few weeks of our season, what we wanted to do was play teams that we could get comfortable in who we are and what we are. And then once we got down to December, we played some really tough games in conference play, and then we just hit the ground running for second semester. And we had some ups and downs in end of January. We was battling injuries. We was battling fatigue from the season being so long this year. We we ended the season playing 35 games. This is probably the most we've played here since I've been here. And down the stretch, we just, we hit a little bumpy road, and then we kind of snapped back in and got to that national tournament, and we were hot. It just got hot.
How about the recruiting end of things from your perspective? Is it different than you think, of a D1, D2, D3, or Penn State Wilkes-Barre? So tell us a little bit about how you guys approach recruiting.
Well, when I got here 7 years ago, we were trying to pretty much piggyback off the culture that was already here. They've had some success, but what we wanted to do was we wanted to kind of create our own identity and our own culture, and so it's actually evolved over the years with what we wanted to do. Our first 2 recruiting classes were pretty solid. We had some success. We had some guys have some success on their own. We had Colton Lewis and Chris Canteen, who were probably 2 of the biggest players. Probably the genesis of my time here. They just had really good careers. Both ended up playing professionally overseas, and it kind of opened the door a little bit with us starting to get higher level guys to commit to come to Penn State Wilkes-Barre. Then we bring in Jordan Williams and Kevin Silverberg and Khalil White, who were some really big guys for us, and Amir Biddle. And then they win a national championship, and then those guys go on to play professionally. And then it opened the door for the next group of guys to come in. Kevin Major and Kai Gilliam, and those guys had their success. But for the most part, we're selling the culture, we're selling our brand, we're selling success. When we're selling the Penn State degree, which is, a top 50 degree in the country. Whether you go to the main campus or whether you come to us, we're selling a degree. And the last thing we're selling for the most part is exposure. Our guys are featured on shows like this. Our guys are playing, they're playing live stream games every night. All of our games are live streamed. We were one of the first teams in our conference to actually go live stream. And we're selling opportunity. Our guys we play Division I games every year. This year we played Morgan State and Norfolk State. Norfolk State made the NCAA tournament the last 2 years. They lost in the conference championship game this year. We've played Central Connecticut in the past. We played some schools. So those guys that have D1 aspirations but just came short for whatever reason, whether it's grades, exposure, whatever, they're getting that opportunity to, even if it's for 48 hours, to be Division I players. So for us, it's just been the culture and just winning, and now winning our second national championship, we're being able to preach winning again.
Finding yourself here at Penn State Wilkes-Barre, you say you go back 7 years. Has the area grown on you? Is it, you like what you're doing, you like the people around you? talk a little bit about, kind of finding a home.
Well, I was here 20-something years, almost 20 years ago when I played at LCC. So I kind of knew the area. I didn't really know much about Dallas and Misericordia other than maybe going to a party or two at Miz back in the day. But it's grown on me. Me being from New York City, a city kid. It's quiet. It's peaceful. I'm at probably a different stage in my life where I like the peace more than the noise.
Sure.
But it's grown on me. It was the first national championship to me was kind of we did it. We shocked the world. We put Wilkes-Barre on the map. This national championship was more of a we're still here. We're at the top of the mountain again, and what are we gonna do next? But for me, I want to say it's grown on me. It felt a lot better this time than last time to walk in and see so many faces that have been a part of the program, whether they come to games, whether they're people in administration. This one was kind of, we're doing it for you guys as much as we were doing it for ourselves, which is the first time we were doing it to kind of bring awareness that this little school on the mountain, was a big time program.
You and I have talked in the past. We've had some interviews. Your dad has passed, but what a great guy, and obviously a big part of your life.
Yes.
And a lot of memories that you had coaching with him, which is a tremendous thing to be able to be involved with your dad. But let's talk as much as you think about him or you reflect there, other family that, can connect with you with the game of basketball.
This one was a little different. The first national championship winning with my dad was probably something that I'll never forget. It was an amazing moment to share with my father. This moment was a little different, but it was special. I got to share it with my son. So I had the father-son moment reversed. It was very humbling to be able to have my son throughout the whole process. He kind of was our little manager a lot of the times, this year, and he was, a part of everything, and to be able to win it, to be able to share that moment with him cutting down the net and me cutting down the net, and replacing my pops was amazing. It is the first national championship was we did it together. This one for me, I wanted to do it for him. I considered walking away after my father had passed, just because he was a huge part of everything that I had done in my coaching career up until that point, and I couldn't see it at the time, doing it without him by my side. And it was, it was a feeling that I had to go through, but this one I wanted for him really, really bad. I wanted to win a national championship, to be able to say, I did it. My mom had my father's national championship ring, and she told me the only way that I could get it back from her is I had to win another national championship.
I like it.
And I can give her the new one versus the old one. And
there you go.
Even though I've seen what the new one's going to look like, just that challenge, I took it. I took it, and it also allowed me, I want to say, playing over the last 3 years to try to win a national championship. In his honor was, it also helped me grieve and grow from it. It made me, I won't say just, it made me want it more. I wanted it for him, but it helped me get over it. It helped me keep my mind focused, and that was more the mission. And so I say, I'm glad we did it.
A lot of your players are probably coming from bigger cities, much like you. You go from New York to now you're in the back mountain area.
Yes.
Talk about that quietness for them and that adjustment, but saying, hey, there's a lot of good things going on here, and basketball is kind of going to be the steady.
We've had some guys come in and have some culture shocks, and then we've had some guys come in and this was kind of much needed. The peace, the quiet, the slowness. It allowed them to. When we're talking during recruiting, we say this is a place, if you come here to party and do all this other stuff, you pick the wrong school. There's more books and basketball, and I think that overall we've came to a place where Our guys see it when they get here that it's really books and basketball. One of the reasons why I think we've had so much success in the classroom as well as on the court is because it is a small town, it's a small area, and there's the focus is books and basketball. So we've had some success. We've had some guys say it's too slow. We've had some guys that say this is what I needed, and we've had some older guys come in and they need that because they've been to bigger schools and they need a more calm, safe, safer environment.
Well, congratulations. Great to hear your story. Great to catch up with you. And
yes.
Always feels good winning a national championship. So you know what that's like 2 times.
2 times, yes.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.